What happens when unstoppable rhythm meets unstoppable love? You get a force like Abraham Hernandez. He's a former international Zumba presenter, a creative powerhouse, and the founder of Electrobody. He's also a father who leads with heart, humility, and heat. Welcome to Group X Appeal, where today's episode continues our Dads Who Empower series with a man whose energy lights up stages around the world. But his greatest role?
That is being a dad. Abraham's journey from a young dreamer to a global dance fitness icon has inspired thousands, but it's his intentional presence as a father, mentor, husband, and role model that truly sets him apart. Today, you're going to hear how he balances the beat of a fast-paced career and business with the rhythm of fatherhood, and how he continues to empower others on and off the stage.
Hey there, welcome to Group X Appeal. I'm Kimberly Springglick.
And I'm Terry Shorter. We're excited to bring you this hot and sweaty podcast.
With over 25 years of experience each in the health and fitness industry, we're here to share hilarious, heartwarming stories from our lives and careers.
And offer practical nutrition tips, expert exercise advice, and strategies for holistic well-being and a positive mindset.
Group X Appeal is your go-to source for inspiration, motivation, and a few laughs along the way.
So tune in and let us help you be the healthiest, happiest version of you.
Welcome back to Group X Appeal. Kimberly Springglick here with
Terry Shorter.
And we are so excited for you to get to hear the story behind the one and only Abraham Hernandez, who is part of our series Dads Who Empower. He's one of our dadpreneurs in the fitness world. So Abraham, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
No, it's my pleasure, guys. Like I said, behind scenes, that it's always a pleasure to hang out with you. And two, it's an honor to be part of this new project, because you have really big names in this podcast, and just to be part of the roster, I mean, I feel honored. Thank you.
Oh, we appreciate it. And we were just discussing before we went live.
Couple milestones.
Yeah.
Number
one, this is episode, we're turning 40
with
this
Abraham.
episode. So Abraham, thanks for helping us turn 40. And Abraham happens to be our first Latino guest on Group X Appeal. So thanks for representing.
My pleasure. Arriba Latin America.
Yes.
There we go.
Woo-hoo.
There we go. So we've known Abraham for years now.
Mm-hmm.
We've had the pleasure of working with him on the convention circuit. That's how we met.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how far back. We're probably going, like, for me, probably 15 years on the circuit, something like that. And we were just right. We were just talking about offline how, you know, the industry is huge, but the circle is small.
Yes.
Yeah, correctly.
I used to say we're all part of the same traveling circus.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It's like sometimes like a literally circus.
Sometimes. So Abraham, we are so thankful that you were able to join us today. And we've got some questions that we are going to throw at you and just share for our listeners so that they can create some connection and be inspired by your story as a dad who is in the fitness industry. So the first question I have for you, how is being a father, how has it influenced your approach to your personal fitness and the work that you do?
You know what? I've learned so much from my kids, because before I had kids, it was all about me, right? I did everything for myself. Every goal that I had, it was just for me to grow and to be a professional, be in every single fitness stage out there and travel and all that. But as soon as I became a father, I learned, first of all, patience.
Wait, let me write that down.
That's the number one. And actually helped me to become a better trainer, a better instructor, a better educator, because when you teach a kid, you know, you have to be, again, very patient. And two, you have to find the right words to explain what you need to do. First of all, I'm bilingual. My first language is Spanish. I'm from Mexico. And so when I moved to the States, just to have that language barrier was really hard. And then my kids, my son, he's 18 now, and he was actually born in Spain, and then he grew up in Mexico. And then when he was still a little kid, he moved to the States first with his mom. And then I came along for my second child, which is my daughter, Camila, and she was born in the States. And then we decided to live in the States. So for me to have that language barrier was really hard at the beginning. I didn't speak much English. So to raise kids that can speak both languages, since my English was very basic back then, I needed to choose the words that I really want to say. So that's the first thing that helped me to try to talk to people, not like a child, but
Sure.
the same way that I would explain things to my children.
Right.
But also I did it because it was easier for me to use common language, or
Sure.
more basic language. And then the other thing that I learned from my kids is to respond questions, because they always ask why this, why that, why the sky is blue,
Right?
wait a second. And so that helped me to figure out many things, because I wanted to explain my kids how things work. At the same time, I had to learn a lot of things of how the body worked, and again, explain it in English, because it's not the same to say head that cabeza, or hand and mano. I can explain like everything, almost everything in Spanish, but to translate it in English, for me to be able to teach the workshops that I used to teach back then, to be able to teach classes, to be able to do everything on a microphone, I needed to translate first in my head and then to say it out loud. So it was the same with my kids. That's kind of a very personal reason why, or no reason, what a personal thing that I learned from having kids, to
Sure.
explain things easily, to be patient when I talk, to speak slower as well. And that's another technique when you translate, to speak slower so people can understand you. As you notice, I mean, I still have an accent, which I learned to
You
embrace.
do?
I love it.
I learned to embrace it because at the beginning was hard.
Sure.
Even my kids, sometimes they were like, "What?"
¿Qué? ¿Cómo?
Yeah, exactly. Now as a teenagers, they make fun of it, which
Oh,
is
that's
fine. But because it's at the beginning it was cute, and now they're a little mean sometimes. And,
Well, I love what you shared about the fact that you learned how to explain things in a more simple way for your children, and that translated over into your teaching as well, because they do say that the mark of a true genius is someone who has the ability to simplify complicated information. So you were able to hone that ability,
Right.
which is
and,
great.
And be intentional about it as well, it sounds like.
Yeah, exactly. I used to be very technical back then. Like in Mexico, I used to own a gym, so I used to teach a lot of formats, and you have to, solve for a lot of instructors, and so I was very technical. Started talking about the heart, or the beats per minute, the RPMs, and yada yada yada. But then again, having kids taught me to, like you say, Kimberly, to simplify kind of a complicated terms, or very technical terms, and to make it in simple, in common language, that in words that everybody can learn. So, and I learned that from having kids.
That's amazing.
And one of the things, as I think back, Abraham, seeing you up on stage, during your Zumba days back in the day, I watched you use a principle that we use, for RIPT, for our program RIPT, and we teach instructors to use the same method, and it's the same method that Tina and I would use to teach Tawny as she was growing up, our daughter, and we called it tell, show, try, do. And I remember seeing you on stage, and you're doing this, where you're basically telling people what they're going to do. You would show them what they're going to do. They try it, and then before you know it, they're off and running, and then they're doing it, right? So I can only imagine you most likely use that same principle or technique with your kids too.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing is lead by example. And it has to do with that technique, because you have to show them what to do so they actually can follow you. I have a really a strong, not strong, but a strict principle myself as a fitness professional, that I'm never gonna teach anything that I don't know how to do. I'm never gonna teach something that I don't know how to explain. And I'm never
Of
going to
course,
teach
yeah.
anything that people can't not do because they're not going to feel successful, right? So I have to simplify everything. And
Yep.
with the kids is the same thing. I have to lead by example. I have to be a good professional. I have to be on time. I have to, plan everything that I'm gonna do and yada 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 because I want the kids. Something that I tell new parents is that kids are always watching. They don't learn
yes.
That
because
sounds familiar.
they don't
Like it
learn
or not.
because yeah, they don't learn because of what you tell them. They learn from what you are doing because they copy everything that you do. And the way you talk to your spouse, the way you talk to the siblings, to your mom, to everybody, they always listen. And the way you treat, for instance, in a family environment, the way you treat as a husband, the way you treat your wife, your kids are gonna treat their mom the same way. So always you have to lead by example and be careful of what you do and what you say, how you act.
Absolutely. And let me ask you, Abraham, when it comes to making quality time with your family, with your brand new bride, what are some strategies that you found most effective, for making that quality time with the family while still managing your career, your business today?
Yeah, that's a great question because it's one of the hardest for fitness presenters because we're traveling all the time and then we come back home tired, and then there are kids, right? Or sometimes the wife like, hey, can you help me with this with the kids? And it used to be really hard. I used to just being like, oh man, I'm so tired right now, and I have to help them with food or with homework or with something else. So what I learned with all these years is to have a schedule, is to say, okay, I'm gonna come back from a trip or I'm gonna have my classes, but I'm gonna make sure that I have at least one day a week that I'm not doing anything but family time, right?
Yeah.
So one thing that I miss from that I used to do with my kids is to take them to school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like when we travel, we're not there, right?
Right.
But also now that I have my own business. As you having your own business, you do everything and you work more hours than if you would be you're from 9 to 5, right? And so I cannot take my kids to school anymore, so I really miss that. And on top of that, they're older as well. But when they were little, so I need to make sure that I have one day that I can do that. One day that I can pick them up from school. One day that I can have dinner with them. So I think that's the best technique that I found that it worked with having quality time. And two, I'm still working on it because with social media is part of our job, and being in touch with clients is part of our job. So this right here, I try to put it down. I try to put it down. I ask him to put him down, which is the hardest part.
Right.
Right.
They're hooked in their phones. But just to say, you know what? Let's either have a conversation or let's have dinner together, which at the same time is hard. It's hard right now because they're so busy with their dancers.
Activities.
Sure.
Yeah, they're dancers. So sometimes I get home and they're not here yet, or
Right.
or vice versa. But yeah, even in the car, I try to have conversations with them when we're driving for their dance competitions and all the stuff. So I don't know, find little pieces of time when I can have conversations. And two, I always say good night. Always. That's one thing. You know what they said about a family, kids, and spending time with your couple, which is never go to bed mad, right?
That's right.
So I try to do the same with the kids. Always stop by the room, say goodnight. I have a little a song that I sing with my daughter since she was a baby.
Oh, we're going to need to hear this now.
So, yeah, I don't know if you're going to hear that. But I learned this from an old friend that she used to sing that to my kids, especially to my son, because he's the one that lived in Mexico. And then I adopted that song and I did it with both of them. And then eventually, when I was away. Well, one thing is that I'm divorced, so I split up with my ex-wife a long time ago, and then eventually I moved to LA. My son lives in Oregon with his mom, but both of them used to live there, and I moved to LA to pursue this fitness thing, right? And that was the other thing. Every time that I was going to visit them, I wasn't working. Like, I was not teaching classes, of course. I was not thinking about Zumba. I was not thinking about all the classes that I had to teach. So it was just family time, that time. And I used to plan all these activities, like we make our thing like going to the movies. So every time that I was there, I took him to the movies or take him to the restaurant that they like. I remember this restaurant in Southern Oregon. My daughter loved it because they had these Minnie Mouse pancakes. So we made it a thing. So always tried. I used to do that again because that was the situation back then, and also to some. I don't know if you see my social media, but back then I used to do dance videos with my daughter.
Yeah.
And they always went like viral because we had one that we had like 4 million views or something like that. But then everybody was expecting me to do
more
dance,
of that
dance videos with my daughter. But the thing that not everybody knows is that she used to live in Oregon and I lived in LA, so it was really hard to coordinate.
Sure.
But back then it was really what worked, which it was I'm with my kids and I'm not working, I'm not doing anything else. I try to put the phone down and just spend time. Nowadays, because now my daughter moved in with us. My son's still in Oregon, but my daughter lived with my wife and our other two kids. It's just what I said. Try to always say goodnight. Try to always spend time in the middle of the day. Always try to have conversations when we're driving to dance competitions and
love it
and all that. Sorry for the long answer, but
no, that's all right.
Great answer.
So what you're saying is now that Camila's here with you, we're going to see more dance videos again.
Hey, I think that's what I heard too.
I think that's what I heard. I got out of all that.
But you know, the funny thing is that they're dancers. They're competitive dancers.
Yeah.
Right.
So the last thing they want to do
Is dance with her dad.
Dance.
is more dancing. Yeah. And now you know what, guys. Other thing is that's really really important to mention is that I have other 2 daughters now,
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
and they dance too.
Oh, that's
And-
cool.
Oh,
So they have
wow.
that in common. That's great.
Yeah, and but they don't want to be in videos with me.
Oh.
They're a little more shy.
Okay.
I have a great relationship with them, and but the thing is that now we have 3
Yeah.
Yep.
in one household. So
Yeah.
to
So you were completely outnumbered, Abraham.
oh yeah.
Do you have a
believe me.
dog, a boy dog, or a cat or anything?
Yeah, we have a boy dog. His name
Okay,
is,
thank goodness.
His name is Nacho. It's just me and him.
Nacho, you and Nacho.
We're the 2 boys in the house.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Love
Yeah,
it.
but being in a blended family, that's another thing.
Yeah.
We can have a whole episode about this.
For
Right.
sure. For sure.
And but yeah, no, it was hard at the beginning to be the older dad, you know, because of course they have their own dad. When we got engaged, Krista's my wife, and for our listeners,
Yeah.
and when at the beginning it was hard for the little one to accept me as
Sure.
as her mom's boyfriend or partner. And so, but then eventually, I always try to treat them as my own kids,
Right,
right?
your
As
daughter.
the same way I treat Camila, and then because their relationship is really good, so the 3 of them, they're like siblings. That helped a lot because
Yep.
they started seeing the way I treated Camila, and then I always treat them the same way that I treated her. So it's like, okay, so Abraham is always the same person. He's not
Consistent.
different with us than with her, right? And they started seeing that. And then when we got engaged, Krista and I, they were so happy.
Oh,
They were so
yay.
happy, and that was something really sweet. And in our little wedding, we have a really small wedding, and they sent the speech. It was super sweet. They were crying, but with tears of happiness. They had a great time, and now with a very solid family. They see me as their stepdad totally, so it's just trying to treat them the same, and they try to find that respect that I deserve, right, as a dad. But at the same time, they totally understand. They're totally used to now to kind of have two dads, because two households, so different rules and all that kind of stuff. So
Right.
it's important also to always treat them the same and try to spend time
Absolutely.
with all of them, you know?
Yeah. And thinking about our kids, like we always want our kids to have a healthy relationship with wellness, well-being, with health as a whole. How, Abraham, would you guide other dads in helping them encourage their kids to have that healthy relationship with wellness?
That's a great question. So first of all, is that relationship with their kids. When they ask me, how do you do for your daughter to join you in your videos? Because my daughter wants nothing to do with my videos, especially because my circle is still kind of a Zumba instructors.
Sure.
Because, I did that for 16, 17 years.
Yeah.
And so I tell them, the advice that I give to parents is that don't ask him to join you. You join them. Meaning that whatever they do, try to join them. Whatever, you have to be on top of what they do, what they watch,
Be aware.
who they talk to, so you know exactly how to enter their world. They're never gonna come to our world.
Good
because
point.
it's an adult world. It's a grown-up world. They don't care. It's too serious, too boring.
Yeah.
But
Right.
for instance, with my son, I learned how to play video games. I still play Fortnite, right?
Nice.
I'm 48 years old playing Fortnite, but it's because one connection that I have with my son. So I can call him and say like, hey, you want to play Fortnite? Sure. And we're playing Fortnite together, even if he's in Oregon.
He's up in Oregon.
That's great.
Yeah, even with our daughters, I always try to stay on top of the trends on
Sure.
social media. My wife makes fun of me sometimes because I know some of the moves and
All the dance moves in between.
on TikTok and all that stuff, and she's just like, oh, how do you know all this? How do you step
You got it.
on top
That's
of everything?
good.
Well, I want to know because I want to know what our kids are
Yeah.
watching.
For sure.
I want to know what our kids are into, and because of that, with my daughter, when we used to do videos with Camila, I used to do the songs that they were trending, so she knew exactly what to do.
Right.
And sometimes she was the one teaching me the choreo instead of the opposite. And that's what I'm trying to give this advice to parents. Always try to get into your kids' world instead of bringing them to yours, because
I think that's great.
That's a
they're
really
never gonna
great
come
tip.
to.
Yeah, I think that's a great tip, Abraham. I think first of all, kids take pride, when they're able to share their interests, and especially when it comes to like something like dance, for example. When your daughter's teaching you certain dances, that would I would imagine help build her confidence as well, helps build your connection, of course. So there's so many benefits to that for sure.
Yeah.
So Kimberly, actually, just today, she told me offline before we did our interview today, her son is working on his 3rd degree black belt in Taekwondo right now.
Nice.
And she immersed himself in his world and tried to spar with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah,
I'm
that's
feeling
what
it.
I'm talking about.
I'm feeling it. It may have been ill-advised, but I'll be fine.
Our daughters want to work out now, right?
That's awesome.
And but because of dancing, they don't know how to do that because they want to work out to become better dancers, to become stronger dancers.
Sure.
My wife and I, we've been asking them since they started, so for years, like, hey,
Yeah.
you should work out, but they don't listen. They're like,
Right.
oh, yeah, no, we don't need that.
Right.
But then they start seeing it with other kids, right? Now
Right.
that they
Yep.
go to competitions, they see them doing flips and all that kind of stuff and jumping so high on the splits. And now like, okay, how do we do that? And they
Yeah,
start
gotta
asking
step
us.
up their training.
Yeah, exactly. So, but they want to go to the gym.
Oh, that's great. And
Yeah,
that makes mom and dad proud, right?
Yeah.
I don't know about that because they're 15 years old, so they're not gonna go by themselves, right?
I see
Right.
where you're going with this.
And so if we have equipment here at home, so like, okay, you can do it. No, but I don't want you to see me. And Krista and I, we're both fitness professionals, so I'm
Yeah.
like, but we can help you. No, I want to do it on my own because teenagers, they know everything.
Yeah.
And I just saw a video the other day that said the teenagers, they know everything. Okay, remember to do the dishes. I know. Remember to brush your teeth. I know. You need to clean your room. I know. But then when you ask him like, hey, where is the play that it was over there? Oh, I don't know. What did the teacher say about your homework? I don't know. They know everything until they don't know, right? So it's
Right.
That's
it's
pretty standard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty standard.
Sounds
You're,
about right.
you're about to go into that world pretty shortly.
It's not happening. Nope.
I'm done with that world. So,
No. I honestly don't think it's going to happen. He's such a cool kid.
all right, we'll see
telling
about
you.
that.
I'm
Mark,
telling
this
you.
is
Just
being
wait.
recorded. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to replay this little piece right here for her because
Yeah.
he'll be 13 coming up soon. So.
Yep. Couple months.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Our youngest just turned 13.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last month.
Good
Yep.
times.
It has begun.
Exactly.
So, Abraham, how do you use your experience as a parent to connect with, and better serve your clients in your community who are trying to balance fitness and family responsibilities? How has that worked out?
That's very interesting because now that I'm a personal trainer full time, I only teach one class a week, a Zumba class, a group X class, and as a personal trainer, something that connects really, really, really good with all my clients is that we are parents.
Yep.
That's the one thing I always tell new trainers, that try to find a common ground with your client. And even if if the trainer is young and has not a parent, even a pet, right? Because for a lot of people, having pets is like having kids, right?
Family member, yeah.
Yeah, I have a sister. She's a fitness professional in Mexico too, and she was not blessed with the chance to have kids, but she had 3 dogs, and the 3 dogs were her kids, right? Treat them just like children. And because of that creates the connection. So in my case, is most of my clients, but I would say every single one of my clients are parents. And so that's one of the connections that I have with my clients. We always talk about kids. We always talk about how to raise them, the example that we give in. And another thing, because I mentioned before that always lead by example, that's how I encourage them and motivate them to work out, right? Because they're like, hey, your kids are watching. Or why are you doing this? For instance, one thing that always people ask me, because I don't love working out.
Interesting. Everyone, you heard it here first.
Abraham does not love working out.
I don't like pain.
Yeah.
Right? And working out is painful. You cannot move the next day. You're like, my shoulder. And on top of that, injuries, that all of us have injuries because of fitness, right? That's what we do. And but I do it because it's good for me. It's good for my body because it keeps me healthy. It keeps me strong, right?
Yep.
And but the thing that the main reason why I do it, when people ask me, why do you work out that much? It's because I want to be healthy for the rest of my life. I want to be able to play with my grandchildren one day. I want to chase them. I want to be that granddad that is chasing the grandkids and pushing them in the pool.
And they can't keep up. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Working out with them, right? Like, oh, grandpa can do it. You can do it, right?
Yeah.
That's my ultimate goal. The long-term goal, to be able to be an inspiring grandfather, or maybe
an investment.
great grandfather, maybe.
There we go.
I want to live until 100 because I want to enjoy my kids' and my other kids' and kids, all the kids. Like like in the Smurf, the father Abraham.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
That's me. And but the main thing to inspire my clients is their kids. You guys should lead by examples. Your kids are watching you. If you stay healthy, your kids are gonna be healthy.
Yeah.
Sometimes the kids come and they working out with their parents.
Oh,
They don't
how
have to ask him. I'm training them, and they're just watching. And then sometimes they just stand up and grab a mat. They put them on the side, and they're just doing squats and try to do push-ups, like the cutest thing ever.
Just
Because
happens.
because I train my clients at their homes.
Yep.
So kids are always around, running, doing homework, watching TV, whatever. But they join. I have one client right now that her daughter, it's a little overweight, and she tries to inspire her. That's one of the main reasons why she hired me.
That's
because
great.
she said, I want
She
my
wants to be the
daughter to
example.
see me. Yeah, I want my daughter to see me, and I want my daughter to do it because I'm tired of asking her. And
Right.
one day, her daughter told her, "But you don't work out either." So that was the thing that I'm like, oh man, that hurt, right?
Yeah.
So I need to start working out, and then she got in touch with me because of another client, and so Abe, I want to work out because I want to be a good example for my daughter. And
Good for
that's-
her.
Love it.
That's
She
one of the
gets it.
main reasons to be an example, and that's how I connect with my clients because our kids.
Yeah, you get it. You absolutely get it. So, Abraham, if you could give your younger self, I mean, you're obviously still quite young, but if we could go back a few years, if you could give your younger self just one piece of advice when it comes to just thriving as both a dad and a fitness professional, what would that advice be?
Whew, that's a tough question because there are so many things that I could have done better, and there's so many things that I wouldn't change. For instance, things that I could have done better is to manage better my schedule because I always tried, but I was so focused in and again grow as a fitness professional that I was not spending too much time with my kids. But at the same time, the little time that I had, it was always quality
Meaningful.
time.
Focused.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one thing that I would change to have a better schedule. And another thing, I don't know. Again, that's a very tough question. I'm not a person that like to regret what I didn't do, or what I did. Like I like to leave the past in the past. I like to always think of how I learned from that situation and how I'm gonna do
Be
it
better.
either the next time or how I'm gonna do the next thing, learning from that. There's a saying that I always say that I don't lose, I win or I learn, right?
That's right.
Yep.
And so for me to go back to the past, when I look back, it's just to see how far I've came, and to learn from those mistakes. Because I would say one of the hardest things that marked my life was my divorce, right? Because first of all, it's a divorce, right? Second, I moved to LA, so I left I don't want to say it like that. I didn't leave my kids behind, because the reason why I moved to LA was, to be successful as a fitness professional, but the main reason is I did it for my kids. I wanted them to have better opportunities, and Camila, my daughter, is a good example, the best example about that, because she always wanted to be a dancer, and that's what she's doing right now. She's living her dream.
Living her dream.
Yeah.
Yep.
The other day she was at a competition, and I had a knot in my throat because just seeing her thrive on stage, I was so proud, like she's doing what she wanted to do. And as a dad, I was patting myself on the back. And I wish just my son could have, come this way as well, because he wanted to be a basketball player. So I always told him, well, there's bigger guys in LA and there's more competition in LA, but she likes to be a little more comfortable. And but at the same time, because if that didn't happen, I would have met my wife now,
Yeah.
So if I would have, let's say, stay in Oregon, I would have never met Krista, and have all this. I probably wouldn't be as I don't know how to say that, because you take things for granted, right? Once you see your kids every single day, you just assume they're gonna be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
You assume that you are gonna be there tomorrow as a parent. But one thing that I learned from coming from my divorce is that I'm not gonna be there tomorrow. I'm just gonna be there for one weekend. I'm gonna be there once a month. I'm gonna be there every other month, right? Like right now, I haven't seen my son in months because it's hard because I have kids here now, and I have my kid over there. So it's like I either spend time doing this, and also on top of that is my business. Like I said, I'm working more now that I used to work back then, only on the weekends traveling. So try to find that balance. A lot of people say that balance doesn't exist, because if you're doing one thing, you do it 100%. You don't do it 50-50. Like I was telling you, like when I was there visiting my kids before I get married, it was just their time. It was 100% them. But then when I went back home in LA, it was 100% my classes and my business.
Yeah.
Now the situation is a little different. So I don't think I would have changed a thing. I think the advice that I would give myself is to dream bigger, and it's to tell my kids everything's gonna be okay. It's gonna work out.
Love that.
You know, and
Always does.
yeah, exactly. And just keep leading by example, and one day they will see why I made the decisions that I made. One day they will understand, because there's this therapist that he said there are three phases for the kids as a parent, right? One, when they're little, three phases. I mean, the first one is they idolize us. They think we're superheroes, right? When they're little. Second phase, they demonize us. Is when they hate us.
Teenagers.
Right? Teenagers. They hate us. We don't know anything. And then the third phase, they humanize us. When they're adults themselves and when they become parents.
Oh, yeah.
And it happened to us, right? Because I'm still waiting for that part, right?
That season's coming, whether you like it or not. It's coming.
Yeah,
Be
exactly.
patient.
So that's the thing. I wouldn't change a thing. I'm just gonna keep working in my future, and I keep working in becoming that part when they become parents. They gonna go like, now I understand why my dad made the decisions that he made. Well, thanks to the decisions that my dad made, I became this person. You know, because I always tell parents as well, we're not raising kids, we're raising adults. Yeah, exactly. So I want my kids to be good adults. I don't want them to need good kids, because that doesn't exist. Good kids, bad kids doesn't exist. It's just kids. They're learning, right? And but I want them to become good adults. And another thing that's really important that I just want to add, I don't think it has nothing to do with the question, but is that also one of the most important decisions that you can make is who you choose as your partner.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm really proud of Krista. I'm really grateful the decision that I made, which is be with Krista, because one thing that I really love about her, besides her looks, is is that
It's always good to have that.
right? And is one, she's a good person.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
she's a
huge.
genuine
helps.
good person.
That means even more.
Yeah, and two, she's a great mother. And she's kind. She likes to teach as well, and she leads by example as a woman. And I know that, you know, having her, our daughters are gonna become great adults and but mainly great women. So again, that's one thing that I wouldn't change, and everything that happened in my past, it took me where I am right now. And all I can think of is about our future together as a blended family and as a extended family, right? So
That's great.
there you go.
Love it. Love it. Love it. So, Abraham, let people know where they can find you. One of the cool things we were talking about offline, Abraham, I watched his social media account, specifically on Instagram, his personal social media account just explode. He posts the funniest videos, the funniest memes or reels.
Yep.
And you can't help but to save them and share them and stuff if you love fitness, especially if you love fitness.
Yeah.
But aside from Instagram, where else can people connect with you?
Well, Instagram is the main thing. You can always find me there. I post every single day, so I'm on my Instagram.
Consistent as a day.
Yeah, unless the messages go to requests, because I think that will happen with Terry's message or something. I don't remember. But anyway, so you can find me, Abraham Hernandez Fit. I've been trying to grow that account for so long, but thanks to memes and humor, I consider myself a funny person.
You are.
But believe me, I'm funnier in Spanish.
So
Sometimes when I tell jokes to my wife and she doesn't laugh, I'm like, it's funny in Spanish. And
Love it.
Jokes are the hardest things to translate.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Because the literal translation never works ever.
Yeah.
So you have to find like that, the way
Fine-tune
you
it.
say it, tune it, and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, Abraham Hernandez Fit, that's my Instagram. Same on Threads. I'm trying to post more on Threads and Facebook, so it's the same, Abraham Hernandez Fit. My business is called Electrobody, which is EMS fitness. If anybody wants to know more about EMS, one of my other goals in the fitness industry is to give new trainers and new fitness professionals opportunities. So EMS fitness is relatively new. So if
Cutting
you want to
edge.
know more about EMS fitness, you can follow my business Electrobody, which is Electrobody with a K .ems. You can send me messages there. They're great opportunities to start your own business as a fitness professional. As an independent, I can teach you, I can show you the ropes to be successful as a EMS fitness professional. And what else? Yeah, I mean, mainly Instagram. That's the best way to connect with me.
Great.
Yeah.
And they can go to electrobody.com. Yeah?
Yes,
Yeah,
electrobody.com.
just like we see on Abraham's t-shirt right now. That's
On
how you
YouTube.
spell it, Electrobody. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
I have a couple of videos there. The EMS is hard to translate it on visually because we use EMS suits.
You gotta
when
feel
you
it.
when you watch the videos, you only see people working out with a suit. Doesn't show anything. And one thing that I tell people, like, you need to try it. So all of the viewers and listeners, if you're in Los Angeles or West LA, if you want to try it, just let me know. I usually charge for this, but because of this podcast, I want to give one session to everybody that comes to LA and want to try it. It's not cheap, so I'm willing to do that for you guys. So
Thank you.
Sweet.
I come to you, and but right now it's just in West LA because right now it's just myself. But I'm trying to grow this. So also, if you're a fitness professional, are interested in opening your own EMS fitness business, I can help you with that. It's mobile. The suits, you can take them anywhere, so you don't have to be in a specific studio. That's one of the things that I'm working on.
Incredible.
I'm working on more things.
So I think we
Yeah.
should meet up
Well, yeah, we
with
need to meet
Abraham.
up.
Yeah,
For
So that
sure.
we can
We'll
experience
record
it.
that.
Maybe that could be a separate episode.
Yeah, let's do a new episode.
We'll do an
featuring
EMS
Electrobody.
episode.
Because it is cutting edge.
It really is.
And I would love to wear the EMS suit.
I would love you to wear the EMS suit too.
Both of us will wear the EMS suit
I
while
will
we're
never
listening to Marky Mark's Good Vibration.
Whoa! Oh!
What do you think?
Oh!
What do you
That's
think?
perfect.
That's a meme in the making, right there.
Yeah, you guys can do it at the same time.
Right.
That would
Let's
be
go.
awesome. Yeah, I've been wanting to try it, so we should do it.
All right. We're gonna schedule that.
I think listeners should probably comment to let us know if they would like to see us use these EMS suits,
With
like
Abraham.
to see it in action with Abraham.
Yeah. Let us
Yeah.
That
know.
would be fun.
Yeah, let's
Woo!
do it. Let's do
I
it.
love it.
Another
Well,
thing that I'm working on, sorry, is
yeah.
I'm creating, if one advice to all fitness professionals is that you have to use AI.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to use AI, soon, very, very soon, you're not going to be
Relevant.
updated about relevant. Yeah, exactly. Because AI is not going to take your job, right?
Nope.
Trainers are always going to be there because service is different than having a product or whatever. But you need to know how to use it. So I'm using AI to create apps. So the first
Nice.
app that I'm promoting right now, because a lot of fitness professionals, they're also nutritional coaches, right? Or with have to do with mental health and all that stuff. Because I took the Warrior certification, by the way,
Good.
and but I just developed an app to help instructors to create meal plans.
Oh, great.
So you don't have to be a coach because AI does everything for you. So it's really, really easy to use, and it helps to a fitness professional to collect emails. So because
great.
for lead generation, for
Sure.
something that you give for free, or use it for your own clients. You can create meal plans, and again, using AI, you can do it in seconds. So you can go to mealplancreator.online, and you're gonna find there the website that I created or the application that I created. And if you're interested in having your own, I can totally help you with that too. So you can use
Love
this
it.
service
That's
with your
great.
clients. That's another thing that I'm working right now.
That's
Fantastic.
wonderful.
You're a busy
Yeah.
dude.
Mealplancreator.online.
I
We'll share
love
that
it.
link in the show notes.
Yes,
Thank
we
you,
will
thank you.
definitely share that. Get there, go visit that. And today we hope you can feel the passion in every word today. Abraham, you didn't just drop the moves, you dropped wisdom, and we really appreciate that. You helped, just remind us that leadership, it's not just about what you do in front of a crowd, it's about who you are when nobody's watching,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
100%.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We just want to thank you for proving that, being present and powerful as a dad is one of the most life-changing forms of leadership there is. And it translates into the broader work that you do, for sure.
Yeah, we can feel that. And we thank
Yeah.
you so much, hermano, for showing up. That's all the Spanish I got for you today.
What
we
about you,
thank you.
Kimberly? Any Spanish?
Un poquito. I just got back from Spain, so I did get to use a bit of my Spanish there.
Oh, there you go. Did you use the theta and the the?
I was
that's-
able to order my hot tea and ask for the bathroom.
That's all you need.
Yeah, that's all you need to survive in Spain.
And España.
No, thank you guys. It's an honor, and again, I'm here just anytime that you need me. Just one message away, and hopefully we can do this again and talk about other subject.
Let's do it.
We can do anything you want. I have
Awesome.
Krista. We can do something together for
Yeah.
Fantastic.
No, that
Couples.
sounds great.
There we go.
Yeah, we will definitely hit you up on that. So yeah, don't be surprised.
Yeah.
But we really truly thank you for showing up. Abraham is just a shining example of purpose, of pride and presence, and just for being a fellow dad who empowers in every sense of the word today.
Yeah. So everyone, if you liked this episode, if you loved this episode as much as we did, don't keep it to yourself.
Nope.
Share it with another dad, another dreamer, any person out there who needs a little fuel for their fire. Here we go. We got more coming with the Dads Empower series. So
Yes, we do.
stay tuned for sure.
Yeah.
And be sure to like and to subscribe and leave your comments. If you have questions for Abraham, leave those comments either on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube or on our Instagram page. We'll be sure to get them to Abraham and get answers for you. And we'll keep the conversation going. I think it's important.
Yeah. So until next time, this is Group X Appeal. I'm Terry Shorter.
And I'm Kimberly Spring-Glick.
So keep moving with heart. Keep showing up for your people. Keep living your healthiest, happiest life, and make it a great day. And why?
Because it's a great day to have.
Yeah, it is. Take care. Peace out.
Much
Thank
love.
you very much, guys.
Thank you.